Today, I want to give you some of my secrets for AI info marketing. Now, for a long time, info marketing has been an extremely valuable skill because you've got no real cost of fulfillment. If you're an expert consultant and you're able to package that expertise into basically digital products, then it becomes very easy to sell those products globally. They're quite low ticket, but very high margin, and it's possible to make a serious amount of money that way. And typically this revolves around running a series of low ticket offers, typically using something like Facebook ads, and then selling a lot of these simple ebooks, tutorials, mini courses for around $7 to $27 to try and actually cover your ad spend. And that then allows you to build a big list of verified buyers who you can then sell to with much more valuable stuff, like one-on-one consulting, group coaching, just generally much more valuable programs. So you basically build your list for free, but then you really make your money when you identify those key high-paying VIP clients. Now, I thought I'd just walk you through my process in terms of how I'm actually using AI to do this. So I've just recorded a tutorial on using ChatGPT to create infographics, and from that, how you can then use it to create digital products. So first, I was just demonstrating how good the tool is now for building infographics. And of course, if you take a load of content and get it in an infographic format, you can then turn it into more of an ebook. And so from that, I was able to create a nice sort of ebook design very quickly. And then I thought, let's now turn this into the Facebook ad. And the key thing with Facebook ads is all about testing. So you want lots of different creatives with and without your face, with and without a mockup, testing different variations of the call to action, the headline, and the actual features and benefits. So I recorded that in the first video. Now I'm going to go to Claude, and I've been doing this with the script, which for one thing makes video editing a hell of a lot more easier because it simply transcribes everything as you're talking. And what that means is rather than having to go through a waveform all the time and try and take out the blank spaces yourself, you can just click a button. If I come up here, I go to Underlord and then shorten word gaps. I do gaps more than 1 second. I do shorten all. And then suddenly all the blank spaces in that video are gone. Now, I've got quite a good microphone now, but back when I didn't, I can use studio sound, and you tick that and it will sound like you're in a podcast studio, even if you're just using a basic MacBook microphone. So actually creating your content is now so easy. Just fire up the script, do your screen share, do your tutorial, and you get the full transcription provided for you. And you can actually edit and create a really polished video very easily. But what I tend to do is then with that video, with that expertise, I start to repackage it. So let's go over to Claude. I chose Claude for written tasks rather than ChatGPT. I find ChatGPT is a good all-rounder. It can do images, it can do data analysis. But if I just want something like really good copywriting, I tend to use Claude. So first, let's turn this transcript into a detailed SOP. And initially, I think we'll just see what Claude comes up with. This is just for demonstration purposes so far. But what we're then going to do is we're going to turn this into a free lead magnet. So to do that, I'm going to log into SEO Jesus. Now on SEO Jesus, I use a plugin called Elementor, which means you can take WordPress itself, which is free and very flexible, but can be quite clunky in terms of designing a nice page layout. And it turns it into a really nice drag and drop builder. So now I'm just going to go to one of my old lead magnet pages. Now they say it takes the same resources to sell a free product as an expensive product. So every time I do a lead magnet, it's one of these free giveaways, I still make it look like a proper sales page. And what I generally do is then duplicate this to a new draft. Meanwhile, let's see what Claude's actually done with the SOP. Okay, so the SOP is there, but it's a bit basic. I take all my insights and expertise from the video and write an ebook on info marketing using ChatGPT and how I created a digital product and the Facebook ads for it in 30 minutes. Let's see what that does. Now, all this is just for demonstration purposes. In reality, you want to make this something you're actually proud of. But I just want to show you how you can take the real detailed insight from a video, package it up into a nice product, a low ticket product, and then from that you can build an email list. So this is already looking pretty good. This is looking very book-like. Now what I'm actually going to do is produce this free lead magnet. I'm going to go back to my original tutorial and just do a sort of stop press in the first 30 seconds and say, by the way, this went way better than I was expecting. I've now created this free ebook you can get. So it's all getting a bit meta at this point. You see here, Claude's just going on and on, producing this book really nicely. And now we're actually getting into the method. So start with the core content, feed it into ChatGPT, generate structured content. That's looking good. Okay, so while this is actually writing, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and get it to produce the mock-up of this book I'm now writing. I'm now writing a book on how I did this. Give me a mock-up for it. And here's some text just for context. So we're using two AIs simultaneously here. ChatGPT, pretty good for the image generation, but for writing, deck, sales copy, I much prefer Claude. But that's fine. Together, they're only costing you around $30 per month, which for the record is less than the SaaS tool I'm using to generate my mockups currently, where all it's doing is taking an image, a screenshot of my product and slapping it onto a laptop. So now edit with Elementor. So there we go. All this is now drag and drop. Here's the mockup created the old way with my $30 a month SaaS. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do preview changes. And this was a revelation I had recently. I can do view page source and I can actually get Claude to code me a much better landing page. So we're going to copy all of that. Meanwhile, how's the book actually doing? Okay, it's hit the max length. So now we just type continue. It looks like this is about finished now. So while we're waiting for that to finish, I'm just going to active campaign and creating a new list for AI info marketing. Okay, so that's now a new list in active campaign. And that means I can now go to my Elementor form. And then when people sign up, we do actions after submit. We do active campaign. It's very easy to hook up WordPress and Elementor to active campaign. Just go to Elementor settings and then put in your active campaign API key. But this time, instead of link building SOP, they're going to go into my new AI info marketing list. And we'll set up an automation to then deliver that ebook. So here's my mockup. That looks pretty good. I'm going to say, make it look more realistic and also sell the dream more in terms of building a multi-six-figure business. Now, once again, I'm going to copy that page source. I'm going to go over to Claude and say, create a landing page for this ebook in this style that I can paste into an Elementor HTML block. Make it clean and modern. I'm going to paste in all that source code there because then Claude can actually understand how the page looks, the branding, the structure, design, but it's going to both write me new sales copy, but also design it in a much better way. My tests in the past have been really successful here. On the landing page for my Parasite SEO course, I had 2 text columns going through all the different modules, and it just looked a mess. I couldn't get the alignment right. So I just went into Claude and it was able to design me this beautiful layout where it even responds to my mouse hovering over it. And that was much better. So while we're waiting for that, let's go and see how ChatGPT is doing with the improved ebook. I've got a MacBook in the background. Very nice. The 30-minute infopreneur. There's a nice mock-up in there. John Doe. Okay, the realistic bit is done that extremely well. That looks much better that way. Let's emphasize multi-six figures. I was going to say it's good enough. I'm not actually too worried about the whole selling the dream thing, but it says John Doe. So let's change that into Stuart Vickers as a dream outcome and how this product is a shortcut to success. Also, the author name should be Stuart Vickers. Now, let's see how our HTML is going. And here's the preview. That looks pretty good, except it's still promoting the old thing. So, okay, that justifies my point very well, actually, because it's taken this page and it's now made it look like that. So it's actually done that really well, except we wanted it to be about the ebook. This should be for the AI info marketing ebook, not the old giveaway. Authors hallucinated a bit that says you're exclusive my link velocity calculator spreadsheet. No, you don't. Also, don't make any false promises. The sales copy should read like a pro direct response copywriter. Okay, so leave that to carry on. Now, have we got an ebook? Okay, it's now creating more of an ad. It's doing less of the mockup is there, but as long as the mockup's good, that's fine. I was putting my face in it again. That's really funny. Okay, I actually really like it overall. We didn't need the table of contents on the cover. Let's tidy it up. Just give me a really good book mockup and by Stuart Vickers. Okay, the 30-minute infopreneur. Who created most digital product with ChatGPT in just 30 minutes and how you can too. Okay, this is looking pretty good. And yeah, it's talked about exactly what I talked about in the video, in the transcript. Implement an ascension model, with mid-tier and high-ticket offers. That looks really good. So now what I do is I copy the contents there, and now I go to Elementor. I'm actually going to delete this section, and then we need a HTML block. I'm not seeing anyone else doing this. I discovered this a few weeks ago. Paste in there, and then there's our page, and there's just completely instantaneous. So we've got our Elementor form at the bottom, but all of this is just hard-coded with Elementor. Be careful. It's annoying that Claude's always coming up with these fake testimonials, which I don't approve of. So make sure you take those out. But in terms of design, all these things that would take ages to actually build an Elementor, they've just been instant. And now all I really need to do is put in my image at the top once we get it back from ChatGPT. Okay, this is looking good. I find that sort of hardback, slightly open format. Okay, that's good enough for me. I really like that. So we're going to save image. Now I'm now just going to swap out this image. Download this from ChatGPT as a PNG, which tend to be quite large, which is why I think it's taking a while. So instead, just going to do a simple screenshot. I don't even want a rectangular image. So make it more square, simple screenshot. On my Mac, I've got it automatically set up that screenshots are JPEGs, not PNGs. So that image was 2 megabytes. This image is 153 KB. So much better there. So remember, the AI doesn't get everything right. Some things do need a bit of finesse and human work. We'll take out that title. Okay, now obviously this does need some work, but fundamentally it's done very well. In fact, we can probably copy that image, copy URL's clipboard. Let's go back to Claude, and now I'll say, include my image of the book. We'll include that source URL. Also keep this on brand. So I might actually just, in terms of fonts and colors, let's try that. You can see we're very nearly there now. How long has the counter been going? 27 minutes. So I'm pretty much got our layout there. And then we just need to set up the automation. So I think while Claude is still busy, I can do that. So I just go to Active Campaign, Automations, create an automation, start from scratch. And then we need a trigger, contact subscribers to list. We want specifically AI info marketing, runs once and save. And then we just want a simple email to actually deliver that ebook. I don't generally use the AI one. Let's start from scratch. Your ebook is here. Edit design. I don't like all the imagery and layouts that Active Campaign gives. That kind of a negative impact on deliverability. I just prefer to keep it as simple and plain text as possible. I can't do actual plain text because then you don't get links and things like that. But I just keep a clean layout that doesn't have all the heavy graphical elements. So I just delete all this, delete that, delete all the social media links. Okay, I think we're there now. Then blocks, text. And generally what I do here, all I do here is put in a link to the Google Doc. Personalization tags, I do first name. That's something else that requires a full HTML email rather than a plain text email. But having your first name in the opening does really help with open rates and engagement. Your ebook is here. Now in this case, we promised a nice ebooks. I probably would go into Canva. Again, use the ChatGPT imagery to turn this into more of a nice ebook and then export it as a PDF from Canva. But just as an MVP, if you're just testing this out, then I probably would just put in a link to the Google Doc. Okay, this is looking much more on brand. I really like that now. So copy contents, and yep, we've got supposed to have the image there. So hopefully that will serve to delete everything we had before, paste that back in, and there we go. So let's delete that. Let's look at this full screen, but I actually really like that. That looks really good. Now you can absolutely do this manually, but in terms of just building a good landing page instantly, and then crucially being able to test it, if you're able to take some data and go back to Claude and just have this whole page edited to just slightly change how it works, then that's a really good move. Does it work on mobile? I think it should do. Yep, all good. Okay, so that is now ready to publish. So then we just need to set up the actual ebook. So if we scroll back up, and again, we'll just copy that. We'll do create document. Now, like I say, we're saying this is an ebook. I probably would go away if it were really popular, and especially if I were charging for it, I would actually make it look nice, give it a nice cover. But for now, this is pretty much all we need. Just watch out for any footprints like your bio here. But this has done a really good job with using my training data from my initial video, where I did include extra tips, experiences. Let's take out that cover image, and we're just going to save that, change it to anyone with link view only. I can now copy that link, and now we go to Active Campaign. Your ebook is here, paste in the link, Let's make sure it actually works as a link. And there we go. Save and exit. Now, the most crucial thing here is remember to set the automation live. Otherwise, people will be complaining. Set that to active and also name it, because I always get lost otherwise. AI info marketing book. Okay, I'm about to lose my voice, but I've already done a half-hour tutorial on how we actually use ChatGPT to create digital products. Use that to create this, your little bonus on how I actually created that book and then delivered it. But now I'm going to go back to my original recording and say, stop what you're doing before we go any further. This video went so well. You can now click the link below and see my complete process for building high value info products in 30 minutes that allow you to build an email list and then sell to that list.